hunting season. Just a good month, and it's finally here. October's finally gotten here. Giants are 4-0. Just no better time, Just a good week this week. Got Tioga Indians coming in. We got a little late start, so we're gonna go ahead and we've got Coach Roark on the line here. Coach, you there?
Yes, sir. How are y'all?
We're good. We're good. We think we're all right. We think we got it all set up and we're ready to go.
Technology, man.
I understand.
Big win over Winfield, 52-22. We were told that y'all may think that may be the most points that Gina has ever scored against Winfield.
I don't know that. I haven't. That's probably a Russell Norton question. I'm not sure. I haven't heard that.
Well, he was the one that told us.
He's the one that told us that night.
If he said it, it's got to be true.
Well, Coach, for the second time in 3 years, your team starts 4-0. Just talk about your team and where we're at right now.
Well, the kids believe, and they work so hard. They prepare every day. They come in on Saturday morning. It starts then at 9 o'clock. And they try to run the sorting saddle a little bit, have a good lift in. They meet Monday. It's a very long day for our kids. They come in and start at 9 and do all of this work, and usually don't leave till about 2:30 that afternoon. So they just work so hard, and it's starting to show off and really improved in a lot of areas. Still a lot of room for improvement, but I like where we are and got a long way to go. But I'm just so proud of these kids because they have not batted an eye facing adversity in Jamboree in week 1 and have gotten better and better each week.
Let's talk about the Winfield game. Y'all got off to a good start. You were able to throw the ball and run the ball as well. But Deuce McPherson, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. Adrian Cooper, player of the week, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. But it seemed like on offense, you kind of do whatever you wanted.
Yeah, played very well. Ran the ball well. Deuce threw some really pretty passes. He had 2 or 3 different receivers. Of course, Coop had a huge game, and I thought he was going to have one more right there before halftime. He ran right by the defenders and just a little bit out of reach. But it's fun to see, and, that gives you a lot of confidence at this point in the season, knowing that you can throw the ball when you want to and also when you need to. It just makes it so much more tough to defend our offense.
Well, Coach, Friday night, seen a lot of Giant players on the sideline injured. Can you give us the injury update, and will we get to see anybody back this week?
Well, we will get Keelan Dean. We'll be back dressed in practice this week. He's still not 100%, so I don't know if we're going to push that. If we need him, he's there. But he's still limping around a little bit. Had Girlinghouse, I believe, is coming back from a concussion. So he'll be available. But it's a lot of guys. I think we had 13, 14 kids out last week. Hunter Poole is back finally. And we've got a dressed out play JV for us, and he's getting more and more reps every day. We're excited about that. He's been out for quite a while. But hopefully we'll get some good news. We got some news coming in on the 3rd, I believe, on the deal from his MRI. Hayden DeVille. Hopefully we got good news there. And hopefully just continue to start getting these guys back.
Talk about just how important it is that these guys may not be starters, but just how much it hurts on the depth of the team and what you're working with.
Well, you start having to move people around when guys go down, and we don't have a ton of depth. I know we have a lot of guys position for position. We don't have great depth, and you start having to move guys around. And a big thing people don't realize, and our kids know this because I preach it to them all the time, there's absolutely nothing more important than anything we do than our scout team, offense and defense every day. We expect a lot out of those guys, and we can't get ready to win on Friday night without them. So it hurts us there as well. But it's, just something you got to deal with. It's football, and it happens, but it sure seems like it's happening a lot more often this year.
We got a big-time matchup Friday night. Tiger comes to town. Had a tough loss to him last year, but a big game for y'all, a lot at stake for y'all power ratings-wise.
Yeah, it's huge, and we're excited about it. We just want to play well. They're a very good football team. They're big up front on both sides, very physical, have a very physical running back. Quarterback's very accurate. Of course, they got some good receivers. Obviously, number 1, Kervin Johnson's the biggest threat. He can run, and he's tall. He gives us some, he's a lot like our number 1. He's very long, can get up and get the football, but he can run very well too. So that presents challenges, and they're very good up front defensively. So it's going to be the biggest challenge for us defensively that we've had in a while. So it's going to be definitely a tough matchup, but it's one of those that our kids are excited about. They had a great week of practice, very focused, very high energy starting on Saturday morning. It was almost nerve-wracking how much energy they had. They're looking forward to it, but, it's big thing is it's a great opportunity to get one more tune-up game before district, and it's a good opportunity to get big power points for us.
Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and good luck Friday night.
Thank y'all so much.
Good luck, Coach.
Gina Giants head coach Jay Roark. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, we'll have our two seniors who will join us tonight, Kel Parker and Luke Smith. You listen to the walkthrough on 1.7 KJNM.
Justice Oil Company salutes the young men and women who put in long hours in search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
When you need an expert, you call one. Whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, or your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, there's one in every parish to help you protect what's important to you and your family. Because protecting the people of Louisiana is what's important to us. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. Visit lafarmbureau.com to find a local agent and ask for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. That's lafarmbureau.com. Make contact with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent today.
Looking for a bank that truly understands the communities they serve? CLB, the community bank, has you covered. They offer a wide range of services from top-tier interest rates on checking accounts and CDs to the latest in online, digital, and mobile banking. What makes CLB the community bank the go-to choice for all your banking needs? It's the convenience of managing finances from anywhere, anytime. Visit their website or one of 7 branches today. CLB, the community bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
Hand off to Hatcher. Hatcher's got a lot of room in the secondary. Bump the tackle from the safety, and there he goes. 5 touchdowns, Daniel Hatcher.
That was our first call of the week. Daniel Hatcher on a long touchdown run to get the scoring started. Hatcher finished with 12 carries, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that was in the Giants' 52-22 win. Austin Wiley here along with Brant King, and now we are joined by seniors Kel Parker and Luke Smith. And I'm excited to talk to you guys. I've really been wanting to talk to Kel all year because to me he made a big move in the off season, and anytime you do that, I'm curious on how that all works. But Kel, you moved to tight end, and you've been an offensive lineman the whole time. But were you a tight end your freshman year?
Yeah, I think week 9 and 10 I played tight end, and then got hurt week 10. Switched back to offensive line my sophomore year.
Just talk about that transition from playing guard a year ago to playing the tight end position.
I mean, it's mostly the same. You're on the outside. That's about the only difference. You run a couple routes, but it's mainly blocking.
Actually get a chance to catch the football and score a touchdown. You scored your first touchdown against Menard, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that a little bit. Exciting, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was.
Or what's more exciting, that or getting a good pancake block?
It's hard to beat a good pancake block.
Yeah, putting somebody on the ground.
Yeah.
How did that go this off season? Was that something y'all had kind of been talking about, you going back to tight end?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So the coaches kind of discussed it with you.
Yeah, we finally we had enough people to play offensive line. I'm a little bit smaller at the offensive line position, so I got moved to tight end.
Luke, and I want Luke to answer first, but then Kel, you can answer as well. What does it mean to be a captain this year?
Well, it's a big responsibility. You know, you got to be a leader of the team, I guess. It's a big weight on my shoulders, I guess I'd say. Just being a leader to the whole team, I guess. I mean,
how does that work? Do the players vote on that, or do the coaches just kind of pick captains?
I think we was at the scrimmage, and Coach Roark just came up to me and Kale, and then went up, told us that he said, "Hey, I need y'all to be captains, and then I want Cedric and Bubba too." That's just what he told us.
So I'm assuming the coaches probably discussed it, and they kind of pick that on their own. Who has to talk with the coin toss? Who does the talking for y'all?
That's that man right there.
Kel? Okay.
What do you always choose? Do you choose heads or tails when you have to?
Tails never fails.
That's right.
So Coach Roark lets you decide on. But now
I don't know.
He
always tells me to defer, but
yeah, he tells you what to do on that. But
Yeah.
on heads or tails, he lets you pick.
yes, sir.
Okay.
I think I've only lost one.
How did you get to be the guy that talks at the coin toss?
He just decided, I guess. Coach Roark did.
Oh, okay. So Coach Roark told you to do it.
Yes,
It
sir.
wasn't like everybody else said, I don't want to talk. And you said, okay,
Yeah,
I'll do
no.
it.
He was like, make sure we defer. That's all he said.
Okay. So what does it mean to you to be a captain this year, Kel?
You know, it's a responsibility thing. It goes more than just on the practice field during Friday nights. It's how we are in the classroom, stuff like that. Make sure everybody's acting right.
Luke, your dad is really he's brought more to the games with the fireworks. But I want to know, how did that all come about? Did your dad just decide like, hey, I want to shoot some fireworks at the games?
I really have no idea. I think we was at like a basketball game one time, and Dad came up to me. He's like, "Yeah, Coach Powell came up to me. He said he wants to do fireworks next year." I said, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, the team running out and the fireworks going off, and after every touchdown, it adds so much more. Like Austin said, to the game. And Guy Campbell, you know, just the atmosphere wise.
He's a big
pretty
reason
special
for the
Yeah.
atmosphere with
Yeah,
all that.
that's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, to me, some of my favorite videos and pictures are after like the big playoff win. Y'all are shaking hands, but the fireworks are going off behind y'all.
That's
I
great
think that
stuff.
was cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Y'all both can answer this. What are your plans for after high school whenever you graduate?
I'm gonna go to college and then probably work at Blade and Barrel.
What college are you wanting to go to? You have one in mind, or?
I'm probably just gonna go to Louisiana Tech and just get like a business degree or something. Probably.
And eventually take over the
Eventually,
family
yes, sir.
business? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Kel.
I plan on being an electrician.
Awesome. That's some good money there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, got a big matchup Friday night here in Guy Campbell Memorial Stadium against Tioga. Kind of took it on the nose last year a little bit. They put it on us. I know y'all have watched a lot of film this week on Tioga. Kind of tell us what to expect out of Tioga this Friday night.
They're good. They're, in my opinion, bigger than they were last year. They returned a lot of guys. They're well disciplined. They're ready to play.
Luke, you got something on that?
Yeah, and you know, all off season we've been talking about week 5 and week 8, lost to Bunkie, lost to Tioga. You know, everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to beat Tioga. And then Coach Roark, he's been saying all week, it's not about them. It's about us. We're going to go out there and play our football. You know, they're a big, strong team. It's going to be a battle, but we're just going to do what we do best.
For these big games, I mean, I know you've got to love that it's at home. I mean, does it seem like being at home and the crowd being there just really motivates y'all?
It definitely does. It's definitely a factor. And being able to walk out we get in there, say our prayer, and then walk out and the music's playing, get over there, break it up, and the fireworks go off. It's just an atmosphere like no other. It's just crazy.
How about the new feature now, the giant stomp as you guys walk out? What y'all like that? Or?
It's definitely something. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Blake Joy or somebody came up with it, played it this past home game. Like play the siren, I think, when you guys come out the door, but play the kind of sounds like a giant stomping in the background.
Oh, okay. So they're not stomping
No,
when they. Okay.
no.
That's what I thought you meant. I didn't know what.
It's pretty much the same thing. They just added something new.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't hear that the first home
I don't
game.
know how you didn't.
Well, you know, we're talking.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty
I'm not
loud.
paying attention. Yeah, I'll be looking for it.
Yeah,
This
yeah, that's
Friday
pretty
night.
awesome. I got some text on it. Everybody thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to pay attention then. Well, you got anything else for them?
All good, man. Best of luck. Have always enjoyed watching you guys play, and I like the work ethic that you guys display each and every week, and continue on. Still got a lot of games left to go, and district play is supposed to be here, so let's keep it going.
Yeah, we're proud of y'all. Excited for y'all. Good luck Friday night. Good luck rest of the year. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll take a break right here. Listen to the walkthrough on 102.7 KJNO.
Justice Oil Company salutes the young men and women who put in long hours in search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
Louisiana is strong. It's hard work and determination. It's never giving up. It's being there for family, friends, and neighbors because you gave them your word. It's celebrating life's good times and standing tall when times are tough. You call this great state home, and so do we. We're headquartered here with a presence in every parish to better serve you. We're Louisiana's insurance company, Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Hi, I'm Cliff Smith with CLB, the community bank. With 20 years of banking experience, I have seen many changes, but one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to help customers with all their financial needs. CLB, the community bank, is here to help you, whether it's to open an account, online banking setup, credit card application, home mortgage, consumer, or commercial loan. If you're looking for personal service with real care, come by and see us at CLB, the community bank, 2349 North 1st Street, Gina, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
McPherson drop back. That's a deeper Cooper find it, and he does. And there he goes. 10-5 touchdown, Adrian Cooper. What a beautiful throw from Deuce McPherson.
It was a long touchdown pass from Deuce McPherson to Adrian Cooper right before half. Seemed like we've done that a couple times, but I was of Deuce McPherson on that pass. It was a great throw.
Yeah, definitely puts it right on the money. Adrian Cooper catching it on the run, and of course, Adrian does the rest. But Adrian having a heck of a season right now, top 15 in the state of Louisiana in receiving yards. He's up at 365 on 11 catches, has 6 touchdowns on the season. But going back to the Winfield game this past Friday night, of course, the Giant offense did exactly what they needed to do to get the job done. Let's go through a few stats right quick. Quarterback Deuce McPherson, 6 of 11, 175 yards, and 2 touchdown passes to Zadrian. Cedric Wilson, 15 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Daniel Hatcher had a huge game against the Winfield Tigers, 12 carries, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns. Trey Gaines defensively, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack. Leading the Giants defensively in tackles was Cash Richardson with 9 total tackles in the ball game. Had Brian Evans had 6 tackles in the game. Carter Nichols with 7, 1 sack in the ball game, and that was Trey Gaines. So just outstanding performance by the Gina Giants, both offensively and defensively.
I'm proud of Trey Gaines. I meant to ask Coach Roark about him, but he's come a long ways from junior high. And he's playing well. Waited his senior year. He's finally getting to start, but he's playing hard, and I'm really proud of Trey Gaines for sticking it out and getting the job done. Had a good game against Winfield.
Yeah, he talked about Deuce McPherson having a great game. He's completing 57% of his passes on the year, and that's really good at this point in the season. 522 passing yards, 9 touchdowns to only 1 interception, so taking care of the football as well.
Well, now we're going to welcome in our special guest, Alex Newell with Sinai Prep.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm glad to be here.
How's everything going, man? It seems like it's been a while since we've talked to you.
It has been a while, probably about 364 days, it feels like.
Yeah.
That's right.
How are things over at Sinai Preps?
Oh, things are going great. We're getting into the meat of football season, heading to week 5. We're finally at the halfway point of football season, and already got to see a lot of good football, a lot of good performances from athletes all over the area, and it's been a really fun season already so far through 4 weeks.
Well, you talk about being through 4 weeks of the season. Give us your thoughts on Cenla football at this point.
Well, my thoughts so far is the teams that we thought were going to be good are good. Looking at, like, of course, we knew Ash was going to be good again this year, and they have run through all of their opponents so far, and they got a big win against Destrehan. That was a real measuring stick for them. We knew the Gina Giants were going to be good. They're undefeated. We knew the Bunkie Panthers are going to be good. They're undefeated. So the teams that we thought were going to be good are good again. And then there's a couple of surprises. Like Marshall's 4-0. Like Marshall's been a pleasant surprise this year. They're 4-0. They've done pretty well. I got to see them in week 1 when they played Vols. Even a couple of teams that we didn't have high expectations for have done a little bit better. Like Manny coming off a 0-10 season last year, they've done pretty well so far. They lost to St. Mary's in a close one last week, but give and take coming back from an 0-10 season. But then you got another big surprise, like Pineville. Pineville's 3-1. I've got to see them twice this season, and they've looked pretty good. And Tioga is another one that's really kind of exceeding our expectations this year, and they're looking pretty good too.
Well, to me, that's been the thing with Cenla is the surprise teams, especially in District 2, 3A. I mean, we knew Gina and Bunkie. We knew Marksville had the potential to be good, but I didn't expect to be 4-0 at this point. But Marksville looks like they're a contender for district. And then I was really surprised Buckeye has gotten off to a 3-1 start, and then I couldn't believe Vols blew them out. I thought Buckeye had a great chance of being 4-0. But talk about District 2, 3A at this point.
So to start off with Gina. Gina is Gina. It seems like this is about the second or third year in a row that some people were kind of heading into the preseason and were like, oh, Gina might be taking a step back this year, and it's kind of like the Nick Saban Alabama teams is like you were expecting them to kind of take a step back, and they don't. And they're just as good, if not better, from the last season. Daniel Hatcher and Cedric Wilson, they're the best 2 running back combo in Central Louisiana, and individually, either one of them could be the best running back in Cenla. They're both suiting up for the black and gold, but the Gina passing game has had a little more of a presence so far this year, it feels like, than we're used to. The Deuce McPherson to Zadrian Cooper combination has been pretty good for Gina so far this season. Then the other team we knew for sure was going to be good in 2-3 was the Bunkie Panthers. The question was how were they going to do in the post Dylan Compton, Kyle Johnson era. Both of those guys now playing on Saturdays. And Bunkie's been really good. Zion Lee continuing to show that he's one of the best 2A athletes in Central Louisiana, really shining at running back. We've not seen him as much at linebacker as we have the last few years that he's been starting a little more on offense and defense. But when he is still getting on defense, he's still performing really well and being a leader of that Bunkie defense. And Ron Patterson, he was a first-team All-State defensive back for the Panthers last year, and he's doing really good. Another 2A Ironman guy at receiver and corner for them. And Marshall is like you said, like we felt like Marshall had the potential to be pretty good. We knew Devin Lavallee was going to be one of the better athletes overall in the area coming into this season. Could he come into his own this year at the quarterback position? And one big one for Marshall was the surprise move with Armani Benjamin coming over to Marshall. Of course, he was an all-state basketball star at the Vols Charter. He comes in, puts on the pads for the first time, and he's the last 2 weeks he's been amongst the top 25 receivers in the state as far as receiving yards go, and he's been a very pleasant surprise and a great compliment to Devin Lavallee. And Buckeye was a little surprised starting off 3-0. They don't have the strongest schedule, but still going 3-0 was pretty good. But that really made it a big shock when they got handled pretty well by Vols. I got to see a Vols in week 1, and I was like, this is a team that potentially could be good, but like they're not there yet. They're missing some stuff, and so they finally kind of come into their own, getting a big one over Buckeye. I think Buckeye kind of got caught in the homecoming trap there against the Vols, playing a local rival on homecoming. Just kind of a trap game, and Buckeye kind of got caught up in it. But the Buckeye Panthers, they still got a lot of potential to make 2-3 even more interesting. I mean, they were a winner over Marksville last season. So between Gina and Bunkie and Marksville and Buckeye, between those 4 teams, it's making 2-3A, we feel like the most competitive district from top to bottom, really, except maybe 1-5A. When you got Ruston and Neville and Ash on the same district, it's kind of hard to compete with that. But even looking at like Caldwell and Vidalia, those are teams that didn't do as well last year, and the expectations aren't real high this year. They're not off to a very good start, but they've had success in recent memory, especially Caldwell. So you never really know with these teams, and now they've all kind of gotten to grow into district rivals and making these games really competitive. I mean, we saw some really good battles just a few years ago between Caldwell and Gina and Caldwell and Marksville. So I mean, you can't ever really sleep on Caldwell or even Vidalia for that matter. So 2-3A is really turning out to be one of the most exciting districts so far this season, and that's kind of what we anticipated this year.
Well, Alex, big game here in Gina Friday night. Tioga Indians come to town. Tell us a little bit about Tioga and what we can expect.
Yep, Tioga heading over to Guy Campbell Memorial Stadium. I'm gonna be there too. That is our Cenla Preps game of the week. There was never even another thought. That was our game of the week from 9:00 Friday night. I'm gonna be there live with y'all guys. I'll see y'all at Tioga. I've gotten to see Tioga this season. Whenever they went to Pineville, Tioga's offense has very much impressed me. Kenny Ponche, that running back, right now I believe he's going to be the second leading rusher in Central Louisiana, and we're still compiling our statewide leaders list on Louisiana Sports Line, but he's going to fall probably into the top 10 rushers in the state by the time we finish the list at the end of the week. And he's number 2 in Cenla. The only running back that we're aware of that has more rushing yards than Kenny Ponche is Ahmad Sykes from Grant. And Ponche, he is a state champion power lifter. So that you kind of thinking like a fullback with some wheels at running back for Tioga. He's really, really, really tough to bring down. He's not an overly big guy, but he plays like he's 6'2", 240 in the backfield. He's just got a motor that doesn't quit. They're not getting stopped on just the first contact. It's going to take a couple of guys to bring him down. It's going to take a second contact to bring him down. You're going to be watching for him to be breaking tackles and trying to make things happen, getting to the open field. And then Case Malone at quarterback, he's a seasoned veteran at quarterback for Tioga at this point. He's done really well so far this season as well. He's another guy that's fallen into the top 25 passers in the state so far this season. And a big part of Case Malone being amongst those guys is Kervin Johnson. Kervin Johnson, a receiver for Tioga. He's probably the top receiver in Central Louisiana. He's committed right now to go play football at Louisiana Tech. He has other offers as well. I'm sure he'll be getting more. He's already got 487 yards and 7 touchdowns through 4 games at receiver. So their offense looked really good. When I saw them against Pineville, one thing I observed about Tioga is they dominated the line of scrimmage from the offensive line. Their offensive line is tough, and you don't really have to get after them to try and get back there because they're creating the holes for Kenny Ponche to get through. They're giving Case Malone the time to find guys like Kervin Johnson downfield, and they were really all around impressive against Pineville. It was a close game. It was a 14-14 game at the end of the first quarter, but then Tioga scored 42 unanswered for the next 3 quarters, and a big part of that was their defense. Pineville's offense looked really good in the first quarter, but Tioga's defense really kind of flipped the switch and shut down the Pineville offense. They were getting into the backfield. They're relentless with their rush from the front 7. Their defensive backs played good coverage on Pineville's guys when I saw them. So we're going to be looking for them to try and win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball to give Kenny Ponche time to run and give Case Malone time to pass on offense. But they're also knowing that what Gina has on offense with McPherson and Cooper in the passing game, and then Cedric Wilson and Hatcher in the running game, they're going to be trying to key in on winning the line of scrimmage from the defensive standpoint as well. We're trying to stack the box, stop the run, try and make Gina beat them in the passes. They got some pretty good defensive backs. And so Tioga's been a pleasant surprise in Dan Chrisman's first year leading the Indians. They started off the season against Sterlington. I mean, not a lot of people had super high expectations for them against Sterlington, and they led Sterlington pretty much through the first 3 quarters of that game. But Sterlington was able to pull away in the fourth quarter and get the win there. And in the next 3 games, they've scored a bunch of points and blown teams out, like to beat Richwood 54-30. this past Thursday to beat Pineville 56-14. The week before that, their offense is, I don't know the exact number, but looking at their scores, they're averaging over 40 points a game through 4 games. So pretty high-powered offense from Tioga, and they're excited. They're ready to play, and I know they're going to be ready for this marquee matchup. I got to see some of their coaches after the Pineville game, and they got a long memory. We had them as our first team out in our initial Stenlaw Prep top 10 at the beginning of the season, and then that was the bulletin board material for them. They said that fed us, we're hungry, and we want to show everybody that we're one of the best teams in Central Louisiana. So they're going to be looking forward to this marquee matchup and a chance to knock off Gina again this year.
Well, you've seen Tioga, and that was my thing. I mean, now they blew us out last year. They were great against us, but they finished 4-6 last year. And I think coming into this game last year, they might have been 1-3, and now they're 3-1. You mentioned it's Coach Chrisman's first year, but what do you think is the biggest reason for the turnaround?
They have, I feel like one of the biggest reasons is they have a lot of experienced veterans on their team. Case Malone, I believe he's a third-year starter. Kervin Johnson's been starting for several years. Kenny Ponche is a returning starter, which he kind of shared the backfield a little bit last year with Travis Adams. And Travis Adams was a little more of a feature back, but Kenny Ponche got a lot of time, and now he's coming to his own as the feature back for Tioga to return starters on defense. So I think the biggest part of it is just the amount of experience they've returned. They kind of weren't the Tioga team you expected the last couple of years, but they've been a very young team for the last couple of years. And those guys are now juniors and seniors that have been starting for 2, 3, even 4 years. So just being able to bring back an experienced roster, and they just got, like the kids say, I guess, they got that dog in them. They are hungry, they're ready for a fight, and they're trying to prove themselves after being a little down the last few years, and just hungry for an opportunity to show it. So they got this one circled on their calendar, because Gina, if you want to be one of the best teams in Central Louisiana, the Gina Giants is a team you got to get past, and that's what Tioga's going to be trying to do. But experienced veterans all over the field, especially with all their offensive playmakers, I feel like that's the biggest part of Tioga's kind of turnaround this season.
Well, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and we'll be looking for you on Friday night. We'll have a spot for you upstairs. Good luck the rest of the year, and we really appreciate you joining us tonight.
I'm glad to be on, guys. Y'all can have me anytime, and I'll see y'all Friday night at Guy Campbell.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it, Alex.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Alex Newell with Stenlaw Preps. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, we'll get to area games of the week, and we'll get to our pick'em games. Listen to the walkthrough on 1.7 KJNA.
Justice Oil Company salutes the young men and women who put in long hours and search for athletic supremacy. Justice Oil has been a long supporter of high school athletes in LaSalle Parish, as well as the Tigers of LSU. Take the time to show your appreciation by attending sporting events to root on your teams. Student athletes appreciate the time you take to attend their events. Wishing you the best in the future, on and off the field, from Justice Oil Company.
When you need an expert, you call one, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, or your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. There's one in every parish to help you protect what's important to you and your family, because protecting the people of Louisiana is what's important to us. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. Visit lafarmbureau.com to find a local agent and ask for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote. That's lafarmbureau.com. Make contact with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent today.
Looking for a bank that truly understands the communities they serve? CLB, the community bank, has you covered. They offer a wide range of services from top-tier interest rates on checking accounts and CDs to the latest in online, digital, and mobile banking. What makes CLB the community bank the go-to choice for all your banking needs is the convenience of managing finances from anywhere, anytime. Visit their website or one of 7 branches today. CLB, the community bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Looking for a place to connect and grow? Join us at Eastview Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome. Tune in here to listen to worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30, or come join us in person for Sunday school at 9:45 and worship at 10:45. Eastview, where we seek the kingdom first.
Cooper to the far side. McPherson under center. Gonna drop back. Now throw for Cooper on slant, and he got it. Makes the safety miss, and there he goes at the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Adrian Cooper.
Welcome back in on Brant King, and that was our third and final call of the week. Beautiful little move there by Zadrian Cooper to make the safety miss. He ended up running into his own teammate on that play, but Cooper made it look easy as he just kind of jogged in the end zone, and he's having a big year this year.
Yeah, he had a lot of space Friday night to operate in, and had a pretty good size advantage. And it was kind of funny there at one point. The Tigers, they put 2 to 3 guys on him there for a one play there at one point, but yeah, just the overall impressive performance by Zadrian Cooper, and it was awful close, man. He almost came away with that catch there before the half. That would have been awesome, but just I think it may have just out of his fingertips there. It was awful close, but just a great performance by Zadrian. And like I say, he's one of the best in the state of Louisiana right now, and 365 yards receiving on the season. I just want to take a minute to let our viewers know next Thursday night, Brad Foster and Lamar Gafford, 102.3 FM. Over at Whataburger in Pineville, we'll have a all Gina night with head coach Jay Roark, dance and cheer and all things Gina, starting at 6 o'clock until that'll be next Thursday night over at Whataburger in Pineville with Brad Foster and Lamar Gafford.
And we also want to let everybody know that the Gina High School boys basketball team, they are having a car wash fundraiser, trying to raise funds for the basketball team. That is this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It'll be in the parking lot of Ace Family Hardware. It'll be $10 per vehicle. All donations are welcome. That is a Gina High School boys basketball car wash fundraiser. So I know it's been dry. Your vehicle's dirty. Got some dust on it. Go by Ace Hardware from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday and get your car washed for $10. So help support Gina High School boys basketball. Been a great show so far, even though we got off to a rough start. We had Coach Roark on. We had Kel Parker and Luke Smith on. We also just had Alex Newell from Sinlaw Preps, and we're now going to get into our area games. You ready for that?
Well, we had some technical issues to start the show.
Yeah,
we were kind of behind a little bit, and you were saying, well, do we go ahead and start the show without being on Facebook? I said, there's no way,
You made a good call.
Yeah, no way we can start the show without being on Facebook or YouTube.
Well, I'm not a technology guy. I don't know how to fix that computer. So I was like, let's just
turn it off and turn it back on.
You got to do that sometimes. Got to reset.
Yep.
Real quick before we get into the pick'em games, though, you were worried about pick'em because you said we picked different games. It ended up not being that big a difference.
Yeah, not too bad. I think I was 2 and 3.
You were 2 and 3, and I was 3 and 2.
Yeah,
because it just worked out. It wasn't like you thought it was going to be. But we'll get into that later on more. But it ended up not being as big a deal as you thought. But we'll get into the area games for this week. Pickering at LaSalle. This is the KALB game of the week. LaSalle trying to go to 4-1 here before district starts.
Yeah, had a big win this past Saturday over at Block's homecoming. Put it on Block 22-8 in that ball game. Tough Street had a big game against the Block Bears. 16 carries, 190 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Alex Richmond, 1 carry, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. Wyatt King, 9 carries, 50 yards. Passing, Tough Street had like he only attempted 1 pass. So the Tigers didn't have to throw the ball. It was an all run game there over at that game in Block this past Saturday.
Ash is at Manny, and I know Manny's improved, but it's just seeing this game. I remember seeing it last year. They scheduled this game. I'm sure Coach Jess Curtis scheduled it, and then he left. And Manny is not the Manny that it used to be, and that's just a total mismatch. But Ash and Manny gonna play.
Yeah, I mean Ash all day in that one. Ash with a big win against Opelousas this past Friday, 59-6. So all Ash there on the road at Manny.
Madison is at Mangum. I think it's a district game for them.
Yeah, I would think so, but I expect Mangum to pick up the victory there.
This is one of our pick'em games. We're not going to talk much about it right now, but Buckeye is at Menard. That is our district opponent and a regular season opponent for us. St. Fred is at St. Mary's. St. Mary's beat Manny last week, and
close ball game too.
Yeah,
32-28.
Before last week, I would have said St. Fred has that game easy, but St. Mary's showed some life by beating Manny, so I'm not sure about that one. Maybe tough for St. Frederick.
Yeah, St. Mary's having these close ball games. I think they had a close ball game with Menard here.
Yeah, it was
here a
like
while-
7-6. Yeah.
really tight ball game there. So yeah, definitely maybe improve this season under Coach York. I'm wrong on that.
No, Aaron York's that Buckeye.
Yeah, Aaron York came from St. Mary's to Buckeye.
Yeah, it was a guy on staff that replaced him.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
remember
right.
his name.
But yeah, I would say I'm still going to go with St. Fred. Just O'Neal. I think he's the factor in that ball game.
Bunkie is at Winfield. Winfield's improved, but I still think Bunkie in that one.
Yeah, still some work for Winfield, right? I mean, after watching them guys Friday night, they're a very competitive bunch, and I expect them to maybe be back here in a couple of years. I think things are going in the right direction there, and the community's getting behind the coaching staff and behind the players, and that's a big factor over there at Winfield. But Bunkie's still a little, they're still too good right now for Winfield, and I go with Bunkie there.
Oakdale at Marksville. Marksville a chance to go 5-0 in non-district.
Yeah, how could you not pick against Marksville this time? Last couple of years we looked at them games early on in the season. They lost them games. Not this year. The games against Church Point and Iota, they're coming away with victories there, and Marksville seems to be the real deal right now.
Vidalia at Delhi. I hope maybe Vidalia can get a win, maybe a winnable
hopefully.
game, but
hopefully.
Got to play some defense. Then they gave up 70 points to Grant last week. West Washita at Caldwell. I think a winnable game for Caldwell, but gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think just the size of West Washita and a 5A school, I got to go with West Washita there.
This is another pick'em game. Sterlington at Neville, so we'll talk more about it later. Ruston at Stephenville, Texas.
How could you pick against Ruston? I mean, they're clicking on all cylinders right now.
And they beat Stephenville last year. They beat all those Texas teams. Yeah. West Monroe at Scotlandville.
West Monroe picked up a big time game this past Friday night against Catholic BR. West Monroe come away with a victory there, 27-24, and it kind of surprised a lot of people.
Old tight end dunk, got it done over the middle. Scored with under a minute left, but yeah, big play, big win for West Monroe. Coach D Mike getting his first really big win. He's already got some wins, but that was a big one for him in his first year as head coach at West Monroe. Homer at Union Parish. This would have been a big game a couple of years ago, but Homer is down this year. Union Parish, I think, is a little bit down compared to what they normally are, but I think it's all Union Parish in that one.
Yeah, Union Parish got back to their winning ways this past Friday. Was in a close ball game kind of early with Green Oaks. Ended up winning that game 30-8. But Union Parish definitely favored in the district that they're in this year, and they're going to continue winning.
Delhi Charter at Oak Grove.
Playing at Oak Grove, I think Oak Grove is, they're not as good as they've been in the last several years. Obviously, having to replace a lot of talented kids that's been there that have moved on and playing college ball now, especially Jackson Bradley have been quarterback for the last 4 years. So growing pains a little bit maybe at Oak Grove, but playing at Oak Grove, that's a tough place to play. Go with Oak Grove.
Washita at Franklin Parish. One of my favorite games to look forward to, but that's a pick'em game, so we'll get to that here in a minute. Pineville at Red River. Pineville with a chance to go 4-1.
Yeah, Pineville surprise team, definitely. And I like Pineville's chances on the road.
And then we got two pick'em games here. Westlake at Erath, and then Lafayette Christian at Central of Baton Rouge. So looking at the pick'em standings, I am at 13-7. Brant is at 14-6. And this is our pick'em games for this week. Sterlington at Neville. Big Monroe game, big Washita Parish game up there. Neville, they play St. Thomas more tough.
Yeah, tough game. Had to lead.
But Sterlington having a good showing against Washita. And Neville, are they fully healthy? Could be a really good one there.
Yeah, that's the question mark. I haven't seen anything this week. I know they had several injured offensive linemen. I think they had at least 3 out the last time I seen where Mike Collins had stated this past week. And hopefully getting these guys back in. But just the injury bug has really hit Neville hard this year. I know Parker Robinson had ankle issues, and I think he's been banged up a little bit other areas. But hopefully they're getting back to 100%. And it's going to be a tough ball game. But at Neville, got to go with the Neville Tigers.
Yeah, I'm going Neville. If Neville's healthy, they should win that game. But you never know. Sterlington, they're not afraid of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they hung around with Washita. That was a close ball game, and Washita pulled away in the end. So Sterlington is going to be competitive, and they're going to give everything they have against Neville.
Washita at Franklin Parish last year. What was this, like a 50 to 48 game?
Yeah, it was a tight ball game. About a touchdown, less than a touchdown difference in that ball game. Washita came away with that victory a year ago. So I'd expect another great ball game. I mean, the talent's there, both sides, Washita and Franklin Parish. Franklin Parish, highly ranked coming into the season. I know they had the loss against Calvary, but I think it was only a 3-point loss to them guys. Washita, I got to go with Washita on that one.
Washita, okay.
Yep.
I'm going Franklin Parish because they lost to Calvary. It's going to be at home, and last year they beat Calvary at home. Their quarterback's committed to LSU as an athlete. They've got a Michigan State commit and a Texas State commit. And then I think just yesterday, or it might have been earlier today, their running back got an offer from LSU.
Well, maybe got a big defensive tackle there, Dylan Berryman, committed
for
to
Washita,
University of Texas, Washita. So maybe he can stuff the run game.
Yeah, it's just going to be talent all over the field.
Montreal Connor at quarterback, MJ Dade there.
I'm going Franklin Parish because Washita won last year, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how Washita plays on the road in a tough environment, and I think Franklin Parish is motivated, and I'm going with them.
Coach Benji Lewis, defensive mind. Can he get the game plan to stop Franklin Parish? I think they get the job
should
done.
Be a good one.
Has a chance of being a shootout.
Yeah, I wish I could watch that. I remember it was on Thursday last year, and we were able to watch it. It was a good game. Buckeye at Menard. To me, this is two teams that their season could go one way or the other based off this game. Buckeyes trying to improve to 4-1 would be a very surprising 4-1 before district.
Is that the Squirrel Bowl? Is that tomorrow night? With Buckeyes?
No, it's at Menard.
Okay,
that's normally at Buckeye, right?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, they trade. I think Buckeye and Menard traditionally play the Squirrel Bowl, and of course, Squirrel season opens up this weekend. So I don't know.
Well, then it is the Squirrel Bowl. Then I guess, if Squirrel season opens up,
this weekend. So.
I'm going Buckeye.
Yeah, I'm going Buckeye too.
Westlake at Erath. These were two teams that were last year. This was a big game. Westlake was ranked up high, and they ended up falling in the rankings before the playoffs started. But at the time, this was a very big matchup. And Erath was a team that we thought we were going to play in the quarterfinals, and we ended up not playing them. But I think Erath, they're back this year. They're motivated. They've had a good start to the year. I'm going Erath in that one.
Yeah, I agree. Erath is a good quality opponent this year, a team, and I got to go with Erath there.
And then this is I was looking through, this is just one of the big games in the state overall. Lafayette Christian at Central of Baton Rouge. Lafayette Christian has played a tough schedule up to this point. Both teams have lots of talent. I really could flip a coin and pick either one of these teams and feel good about it. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going Central of Baton Rouge in that one.
I'm going Lafayette Christian. Kind of in my study, it seemed like Central Baton Rouge have been in some close ball games with some weaker opponents. And maybe struggling a tad, maybe a different team than last year. So I got to go with Lafayette Christian on the road. So we had two different this week. I picked Washita and
and I picked FP. Yeah, so two different. Yep. And I hadn't been looking at the clock, but I just looked at it and we're right on time.
Yeah, pretty close.
Ended up getting pretty close. Big game though, Friday night. We didn't really get to talk very much. I mean, we did, but about Tioga, but they didn't make the playoffs last year, but they are so much better this year than what they were last year, and they put it on us last year. They had 397 rushing yards, had 571 total yards. They won 65-26. I mean, I've never, since we've been doing that. I mean, early on we had some rough years, but I don't remember anybody beating us that bad. But just was a crazy game last year. You heard Alex Newell talk about their star players. You're going to also hear Christian Isles is a wide receiver for them that you'll hear him catch some passes. Karlinski Lloyd is a safety. He may get in at wide receiver as well. But, the big names are Pontier and Johnson and Case Malone, third year starting. Other than last year, this game really has been a good rivalry game. It's been a close game over the years that we've played them. And it really, for the Central area, I feel like every year it's one of the best games in the area. So I'm looking forward to it Friday night. I think it is little girls cheer camp Friday night. So I'm pretty sure, or I know they've been practicing. So if you're trying to get a good seat, you may want to get there early. And I know that I've seen on Facebook where they're telling people about parking and all that. If you can, carpool, ride with people, but because it's going to be a lot of people there. Tioga's going to bring fans. We are going to have our fans there. And if it is the little girls cheer camp, I'm almost certain it is.
Going to be a lot of people.
People are going to be there early because they're going to be there to watch their kids cheer. And then they're going to be in those seats. So you better get there early if you want to get your seat. I'm just saying.
Yeah, 33rd matchup all time between Gina and Tioga. Tioga leads the series 19-13. But yeah, it's been a great one. And like I say, last year Tioga put together a great game plan against the Giants last year. Remember, they were pulling the guards away from the direction of the football where it was going and clearing out our linebackers and really executed that really well throughout the night and really confused us throughout the course of the game. But I know this year we'll be ready and we'll be prepared for anything. But Tioga's having a great year. Case Malone passing for over 800 yards, 9 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, and Ponche around top 5 in the state of Louisiana with 793 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. It's a senior-laden team. It's going to be a quality opponent for the Giants to match up against, see where we are defensively going into district play next week.
Be a great test. This will be a playoff type team that'll get you ready for the playoffs. So, yeah, should be a good one. Before we go out, I want to give a special thank you to the CLB. They fed our junior high team last night after our game, and really appreciate CLB doing that. They fed everybody after the game. Really appreciate them doing that. Really appreciate all our sponsors, Justice Oil, Farm Bureau, Eastview Baptist Church as well. One more thing, too. Buying tickets. If you buy tickets online, you avoid the long line. So if you don't want to wait in line, go ahead and go online. We shared on our Facebook page how to buy tickets online. So go on our page and look at it. Buy tickets online ahead of time. Avoid the long lines. If you don't want to stand in line, then go ahead and buy it online. And if you're in that line, you can't complain because you knew there was another option.
Yep.
So buy your tickets ahead of time online. So anything else you got?
All good. Great show.
Remember, on Friday night, you can listen to the pregame show, Cajun Seafood Special Meats, Gina Giants pregame starting at 6 o'clock, and then we'll have kickoff at 7 o'clock. So everybody tune in if you can't be there. And if you want to just go there, you can listen on Mixler, and you can listen to the broadcast and watch the game as well. So
be there and be loud.
Yeah, yep, that's right. Be loud, because you heard the players. You heard Kel and Luke say it matters, fans. When y'all are there and you're cheering, it matters. It's a factor in the game. Be a factor in the game. Be loud. Pay attention to the game, what's going on. So should be a good one. I'm excited about it. I thought we've been excited about this one from the beginning of the season. We knew it was going to be a tough one. Should be a good matchup. Be a playoff-type atmosphere Friday night. So for Brant King and Austin Wiley, you've been listening to The Walkthrough 127 KJNA. Good night, everybody.